Sometimes a simple family get-together can turn into something a lot more complicated. That's exactly what happens in Alice Walker's amazing short story, Everyday Use. It's this quiet, powerful battle over history, memory, and what it even means to have a heritage. So, are you ready? Let's meet the family at the very center of this whole debate. So first up, we meet our narrator, Mama. And right away, we see this huge contrast. On the one hand, you have her dream world self. She's witty, 100 pounds lighter. Basically the perfect mom you'd see on some TV show reunion with her famous daughter. But then, there's the reality. She describes herself as this large, big-boned woman with rough, man-working hands. Her hands alone tell a story of a life of really hard work. And that gap, right there, between her dream and her reality, that's what sets the stage for everything that's about to happen. And this is her world. It's not some big, fancy house. It's a yard. But it's more than just a yard, you know? She says it's like an extended living room. It's swept clean, it's comfortable, it's tended with care. This is her sanctuary, a place of peace and tradition. It's the real heart of her home. And, well, that peace, it's about to be seriously tested. Now, living in this quiet world with Mama is Maggie, and Maggie, she's been through a lot. She's scarred both on the outside and the inside from a terrible house fire years ago. The story describes her as walking like a lame animal, always kind of in the background, super shy. She's just so used to living in the shadow of her big sister. But, and this is so important as we're about to see, underneath all that shyness, there's this incredibly deep, lived-in understanding of where she comes from. And then there's Dee. Oh, Dee is the complete opposite. She's the one who made it, the one who got out. She's educated, she's stylish, and just filled with this confidence that Mama and Maggie just don't have. She's the kind of person who looks anyone right in the eye. She pretty much hated the old house and the simple life she left behind. I mean, the story even says she would read to her family without pity, in a way that just made them feel small. She's like a force of nature, representing a totally different world. So one day, that quiet, peaceful yard we talked about, it gets completely interrupted. A car pulls up, kicking up a cloud of dust, and out steps Dee. But she's different. She's not the daughter they remember. She's more like a visitor from a whole other planet, dressed in these bright, flowing clothes, with a totally new, almost theatrical vibe. And what's the very first thing she does? She rejects her name. She tells them, "Not Dee, Wangero Liwanika Kamanjo," just like that. She's not Dee anymore. It's this immediate, really shocking rejection of the identity her family gave her. Talk about making an entrance. So why the new name? Well, this is where we start to see her new perspective on the world. She says she just couldn't bear being named after the people who oppress me. She sees the name Dee as a symbol of oppression, something she has to get rid of to connect with what she sees as her true African roots. It's a really powerful and very deliberate statement. But here's the kicker. This is where the story gets so brilliant. Mama just calmly points out, "You know as well as me, he was named after your Aunt Dicey." She explains that the name Dees isn't a symbol of oppression at all. No way. It's a family name, passed down through generations of strong women, probably going all the way back beyond the Civil War. So in her big search for heritage, Dee has literally just thrown away a real living piece of it. And this disconnect, it just keeps getting wider. Dee, or Wanjiro, as she wants to be called, starts treating her own home like a museum. She's taking Polaroid pictures of everything, Mama, Maggie, the house, like she's documenting some exhibit. Then she starts eyeing family heirlooms. She wants the top of the old butter churn, not to use it, but to put it on a table as a centerpiece. And the dasher, the tool her family used for generations, she wants to do something artistic with it. She's seeing history as decoration. Okay, so the real conflict, the big moment, happens when Dee sets her eyes on these old family quilts. And listen, these aren't just any old blankets. They are, quite literally, the family's history stitched together. They've got pieces of Grandma Dee's dresses from 50 years ago, bits of Grandpa Jarrell's shirts, even a tiny scrap from Great-Grandpa Ezra's Civil War uniform. Every patch is a memory. And right here, we get to the absolute heart of the conflict. It's all about two totally different ways of seeing the world. For Dee, these quilts are priceless. You hang them on a wall, you preserve them, they're art. But for Mama and Maggie, their value is in their everyday use. You wrap up in them when you're cold. So what is heritage? Is it something you put in a museum, or is it something you live with every single day? I mean, Dee is just horrified by this. She says Maggie can't appreciate these quilts. She'd probably be backward enough to put them to everyday use. To her, using them is basically destroying them. It's backward. But Mama's response is just perfect. She says, I reckon she would. I hope she will. For Mama, using the quilts is the whole point. That's how you actually honor the people who made them.
So Maggie, who is so used to giving in, just says, she can have them, Mama. But then she says something that might be the most powerful line in the whole story. She adds, I can remember Grandma Dee without the quilts. Do you see what she's saying? Her connection to her past isn't tied up in things. It's inside her. It's in her memories. It's in the fact that she actually knows how to quilt, just like her grandmother did.
And when Mama hears Maggie say that, wow, something just clicks. The story says it hits her like the spirit of God. It's this sudden, massive moment of clarity. She finally sees the huge difference between Dee's educated, almost performative idea of heritage and Maggie's quiet, genuine, lived-in connection to it. So what does she do in that moment? She does something she has never done before. She stands up to Dee. She literally snatches the quilts right out of Miss Wangerow's hands and dumps them into Maggie's lap. And with that one single action, she chooses. She chooses Maggie. She chooses a heritage that's alive and used, not one that's just hung up on a wall. As Dee gets ready to leave, totally defeated, she gets in one last dig. She looks at her mother and sister and says, you just don't understand your heritage. And the irony is just staggering, isn't it? She's accusing them of not understanding the very thing they have just so deeply and beautifully embodied, while she's the one who's completely missed the point. And then she's gone. The car drives off, the dust settles, both literally and figuratively, and we're left with Mama and Maggie just sitting there together in their clean yard, just enjoying the peace. Their simple, quiet world has been challenged, and in the end, it's been affirmed. It's a beautiful, quiet ending. So that leaves us right back where we started, with that big question. What is heritage, really? Is it something we frame and hang on a wall, something to be preserved and admired from a distance? Or is it something we live, something we carry in our hands, in our skills, in the stories we remember, and in the everyday use of things that connect us to the people who came before us? It really makes you think, doesn't it? How do we truly honor where we come from?